The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The 1130 Podcast and 1130 Entertainment presents Beyond 1130.
Yo, what it do, everybody, man? What's going on? It's Thursday. Y'all already know what that means, man. Beyond 1130 is back, and it's episode 2. You guys, man, welcome to Beyond 1130, man. Appreciate everyone that's tapping in, that's about to be tapping in. We live here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Appreciate everyone. Definitely vibing in. Man, yo, the gang is here with me. Of course, Chanel, Harley, and we also waiting on my guy Brian B, though. He may show up. But yo, man, last week episode was definitely a great way to come back with season 4 of Beyond 1130, man. And we gonna keep the ball rolling on, man. We got some cool and fun topics, man, here on episode 2. But you guys, like I said, we live here on Facebook, YouTube, and of course IG Live. But if you're new to the show and if you haven't done so already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Definitely hit the like button down below. Subscribe, you guys. Hit the notification bell and follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms. All right, now that's out the way, we gonna get into the show. We gonna bring on the lovely Harley. Harley, what it do? What's going on with you?
What's going on? Nothing much. Good week, actually. This week was long because it was a lot of work, but it was a good week. I can't give in.
Yeah. The week done went by so damn fast, though, for real.
Yes. And I gave myself a long weekend. I took tomorrow off so I can give myself some self-love before we celebrate love, you know?
Hey, that's what's up. Self-love is definitely important. Did it snow up there?
Yeah.
I know it was snowing here. What was it, yesterday? Tuesday?
It's
yeah.
Here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. The only time I ever leave the house is like when it's necessary, and I'm like, "Oh wow, this is what's happening outside."
Yeah, that's the same over here. I mean, like, you know, I call myself hibernating throughout the wintertime. So, because you know, the wintertime ain't my it ain't my thing. So, yeah. It's cool here in DC. We gonna bring on as well your favorite no BS therapist, you guys. Chanel, what it do?
What's crack-a-lacking? You know, I'm being a no bullshit therapist.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, yeah.
It's nippy here in Texas, but it didn't snow and nothing like it did. You know.
Do you guys get snow a lot?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
Do you like it though? When it do? No. Like, hell nah.
Hey, I lived in Minnesota for a year, and they said that I was up there was like the worst winter there was in a while, and that was quite a few years ago. And it's funny because when I moved to Texas, because I'm from Louisiana, so when I moved to Texas, I think they got snow that year too. It was like, did you bring it with you? Are you like traveling with it or whatever? You know, it was. I survived. I was all right. You know, my brother Fred was like, when I moved up, he was like, "Girl, you're not built for this." And then he was watching my weather all the time. So when it hit 0, he called me. He was like, "You okay? Because he can get you." Yeah, the cold is hard.
Yeah, the cold is hard. I'm a spring and summertime type of guy though.
Yeah,
that cold stuff, 7 degrees, 7. Nah, you can keep it. You can keep it though. I know it get real. Harley, I know you from Chicago, so I know it get cold in Chicago. So
it's freezing up here. The summer is just so beautiful. I can't go nowhere. Every winter we be like, I'm leaving this bitch. It's too cold. It don't make no sense.
And when the summer comes, you're like, it's so nice.
Yeah, summertime chef pull up, and you be like,
right.
I can't go nowhere.
But that's the summertime in the South is hell.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
And depending on where you at, because in New Orleans it's hot and wet, it's moist, it's all sticky and all that. You know, and Texas is more dry, you know. But
shit, I say if I can be somewhere where it's just like 70, 80 degrees, maybe all year long, that's my weather.
72 degrees is what I need.
72?
And I was born in 1972, so 72 is good.
Okay. That's a lucky number, 72. All right.
Perfect temperature right there. You know?
Okay, got it. All right, you guys, man. This episode 2 of Beyond 11:30, man. We gonna hop in to some fun conversation, man. Some fun topics. Of course, we was throwing around some ideas in the group chats, man. And I was looking over some, and I was like, yo, one topic we definitely got to talk about. You guys, it's a rapper. You guys, I think she go by Dank Desmo. Desmos. Did I say it right?
I think so. I
Okay,
haven't.
yeah.
I don't know much.
Yeah, I seen the video and I checked out the video and I was like, okay, and we gonna get into it. Yeah. She's a rapper. I'm just hearing about her. She sued Lyft because she called Lyft to, of course, for some transportation, and the guy refused to take her because of her weight. Here's a little short look, clip it, and we gonna get into it.
Yes, I can.
He told her there's not enough room in his car. The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there.
Did Lyft apologize? Did they reach out to
They
apologize?
tried
he
to,
still
but
rolling.
they tried to, but it's like,
So they did try to contact you directly,
yeah,
and you didn't want to take the call. Why not?
because I don't want to, and I feel like y'all need to make change to y'all app, I don't want to talk.
What do you want them to change?
I want them at least to like accommodate us. I feel like we shouldn't have to pay more for Uber XL or something like that. And I also feel like they need to be checking they workers' cars to make sure, they know wrong with the tires. It's not squeaking or anything like that. I just feel like it should be like, are you over this weight or, and they'll send you the car, because we wouldn't have to go through that.
Like in the app before you order the car,
Yeah.
show you all of
But
these
Lyft
questions.
does have-
Because a lot
they
of big people,
monitor
they only show their
the,
face. They
the
don't
car.
want to show their whole body.
Right.
Would you feel comfortable though if they say, well, what's your weight? Because they do, like, if you really think about it, if you order a Lyft or Uber, they'll say, do you need a baby seat? They say, do you have an animal?
If you put how much you weigh now?
Okay. All right. Rapper Tank Desmo. So on Lyft, man. We gonna go around the crew, man, and just give everybody thoughts, man. On this Chanel that's laughing from ear to ear. So I guess we could start with Chanel.
As a heavy girl, most of my life myself, that's a bunch of bullshit. So that's a bunch of bullshit. Because if you know your size, right? You know your size, right? And all that. And it's not a situation like airplanes where the seats are too small for skinny people. You know what I'm saying? And so, and even there, like, and now like Southwest was, I don't know if they're still doing it, but like they started accommodating people that was heavier because they want you to be comfortable on your ride, right? And to the extent that the policy said that, say if I needed a seat and I needed that extra seat for space, even if that plane was booked, they would put somebody else off the plane to make me comfortable. Now I'm not okay with that, right? Because everybody paid their stuff. If the plane is packed, but if the plane got room, give me that seat, right? And all that. But not at somebody else's expense, because we all paid to get on this plane, right? I know what my size is. I know when I got on this plane, it's gonna be tight, right? I'm gonna get my little seatbelt extender and I'm gonna lock it in, right? And all that. To expect, and Uber is like that's contract, right? People signing up to sign like all the things or whatever. Do I think he was wrong for not taking her because she not 800 pounds? You know what I'm saying? Like she moving around, right? And all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure if it was strictly weight or something else, or he just chose he didn't want, right? I couldn't tell what car it was. So there's a lot of different factors or whatever and all that. And I definitely think she was discriminated against and all that. But to expect that independent drivers, right? To expect an independent driver to over accommodate, you know what I mean? And all that. If a car rolled up and I saw that I couldn't fit comfortably in that car, I might be like, I'm gonna probably need to cancel this ride, right? And all that. And she's right. You shouldn't have to pay extra for a bigger car, but if you are bigger, you need to do that, right? Just like if you have a disability, you want a car that's going to accommodate, right?
Exactly. Yep.
You need a place to put your wheelchair or whatever the case may be, right? And all that. And so you consider all of those things when you are ordering the Uber or whatever, right? And all that. I just feel like she wants more accommodation. It's one of those things for me. And again, speaking from a big girl point of view, like I don't expect people to over accommodate me, and stuff like that. So like, my size and the size of my ass is my responsibility, and all that. Now, of course, I don't believe in shaming people. I do not believe in, treating people bad or whatever, because I've seen that happen too, where people like, you need to pay for 2 seats because you're big and you just need to, all that's bullshit, right?
Who started recording. Like, that's my thing, is like, she is the person who started recording. And my issue in this situation. And I also saw a meme that somebody shared, and she said that she should be considered like a member of the LGBTQ community. As a member of the LGBTQ community, I strongly disagree. And this is why I say that. I don't think anybody should be not considered. However, if you are intentionally obese, and this young lady, based on her persona, is intentionally obese, you have to understand that you live a unconventional life. Like, for instance, along with being queer, I am a polyamorous person. I live an unconventional life.
It's your life, right?
I made a choice to be discriminated against. Whether I want to say I did it or not.
That's how it works. Because that's how the world works.
With it or not, we know what mainline society is. So when I walk outside with my man and my woman, I know that somebody's going to look at me and call me nasty.
Right. That's right.
Same way I know they're going to look at me and call me childish because I wear cat ears every day.
Yeah.
But the day that I wake up and decide that I want to do that, I decide that I'm okay with what everybody has to say about me, as long as they mind their business and they're respectful.
That's right.
This young man pulled up, apologized, and canceled the ride. He started recording, which lets me know that you feel entitled for the
title. That's the thing.
And when we just talking about that last week, right?
Yeah, we were.
There's this entitlement that the rest of the world needs to accept
cater to you
for different lifestyle. No, everybody doesn't have to accept that. When I first decided that I wanted to be polyamorous, and my mom told me only one partner could come to her house, I had to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I had to understand that everybody is not going to go, yay, Harley, this is what you like.
Exactly.
That just means that I don't like it. That just means that if I want to be in environments where I don't want to have an issue and a tussle, I'm going to be accommodating.
Place yourself in those.
I'm going to be aware of my environment. What I think, though, is we live in a day and age where everybody wants to be mad, and everybody wants a reason for you to put your eyes on the other things that they're doing.
Exactly.
I truly believe that if attention wasn't our currency, that young lady would have just ordered another ride and we wouldn't have heard about it.
We would have seen none. Exactly. Exactly.
But attention is the currency right now. Oh, I'm about to go there. Because you don't go there when you got to buy 2 plane tickets. And I know you got to buy 2 plane tickets.
Absolutely.
And you're a recording artist. So you're traveling a lot.
Yeah. Harley just said, one thing, recording artist. Though, how long as are you guys familiar with her, or she's new or anything?
But I just know she's a rapper, and when you hear her in her raps, she talks about being intentionally obese. So this this means that because I heard a few clips and she's like some from fat mama da 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 da. So it's not like you feel bad about yourself or you like to lose weight. You enjoy your size, and that's
and that's cool.
Live a life that accommodates enjoying your size. And it's just what you think, especially in this situation. You can't eyeball somebody else's Toyota Corolla and tell them what they get and what they don't get.
Yeah. What I took out of it, I like Charnel just said at one point too, like if I'm about to place a order for, a Lyft or Uber, I'm gonna make sure it's wheelchair accessible.
That's right.
And if it does arrive, at times where I'll get maybe like the medical cabs who try to take me, or just a cab that just travel around the city or whatever, and then want to come up and it'll be not wheelchair accessible.
Right.
I'm not gonna make a whole entire scene of like, well, damn, dude, like you think I'm just supposed to, because some drivers will get out and be like, well, can your chair fold up or anything like that? And I'm like, nah. Yeah, they'll still try, and like, and I appreciate that. But at the same token, though, I'm not gonna be like, well, damn, Holmes, though, like, and start to try to make it like a whole entire scene. I know that I'm gonna need a lift to get in the jump, you feel me, in the vehicle, instead of making a whole jump. But now, one question or one thing, do I agree that it was just because her weight? I don't think so. I think she was somewhat discriminated against, whatever it was, because the dude was like, yeah, man, you're gonna blow out my tires. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. And that's what I say. If she was 1,000 pounds, I feel you, right?
Yeah.
But that's a 2,000 pound vehicle. The tires hold it up. If you got full 200 pound people in there, it's not, the tires not blowing up. Like, so that was over the top.
Yeah,
right?
he was, yeah.
You were doing too much. You didn't want to bring her for whatever reason.
It's like I honestly believe that she was discriminated against, but it was also his car. And
yes, it was.
I honestly feel like the rudeness came when I look up and see you got your camera out. Because these days we'll be having a conversation with somebody, and then you'll look up and you realize they recorded, and yeah, I am gonna give you a show.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna give you a show, because why not? You want
the show.
You want to make me a part of your circus? Cool, come on,
let's go.
Yeah, I feel like
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that her on whatever it is that she's hoping to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And then more led me to maybe think, a couple of, stuff about her, though, when she got on the Breakfast Club. And I know, the Breakfast Club could be a wild show at times, though. But she came in and she was like, y'all not going to accommodate me? And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, I know they probably know that, she's coming on and she weigh a whole lot, though. But it's like,
Baby girl.
Say it again.
I said she better sit her tail on one of them chairs. They got the chairs over there.
Yeah, again, because like I said, because I'm a big girl too, with a big behind, right? It gets in the way sometimes, right? But I have to pay attention to my surroundings. I already know what I got to deal with when I'm going in different places and all that kind of stuff, and so I accommodate myself. I figure it out. I know what size I am.
Okay, what do you feel like the situation was worth, suing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, though, just over, a situation where it's like, okay, yeah, I ordered a lift, maybe it was the wrong vehicle or whatever the case was, and the guy just told me, look here, this is my personal car, I do lift, I try to make some money on the side, and I just feel like, you know what, I don't want to take you, it could have been something else, though, but
and you have a right to refuse a rider.
Yeah,
you have that right. You have that right.
Regardless of the reason,
So, like, whatever he chose to you, like you said, it could have been because you pulled that camera out, right, and all that. But whatever he chooses, he chooses. Because I'm of the mentality that if you don't want me in your vehicle, I don't want to be in there.
Simple as that.
Same way I feel about racist folks. You don't want me around you? I don't have to be around you. Cool. I ain't mad about it.
Yeah, and it's
that's up to you. They got some people I don't want to be around.
They don't want to be around me, and I think that's my biggest issue with younger generation. That sometimes I just don't understand. Like, even the people that I coach, listening to people trying to ask me how to help them to convince people who are committed to misunderstanding them.
You working too hard.
It's like, it's 8 billion people in the world. You want to focus on these 7 people.
These people,
they're your blood family, and you just because they're the people who's supposed to love you, and you want to accept your non-conventional lifestyle. Why? When there are a community of people that will hug you and
love you up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's a matter of just choosing better.
Yeah, it's a different
experience.
It's also a different time to where it's like, instead of just being like, okay, wait a minute, that's life. It's now where it's like, okay, let me put out my phone and let me record this and let's see, what happens or whatever like that. Right. It's like, nah, like, come on. All you got to do is just hey, take your ass back inside, wait for eat something, if that's your thing, and then you know what, get another lift and then get your ass on, but instead we want to make it sing. So
And more than
yeah,
likely, that's what she did that night. You had to go somewhere, so
You had to go somewhere, so you
Yeah.
called. Yeah,
yeah,
and you just suing because you're upset, and that's fair.
right,
yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah. Dre, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Crazy situation. Definitely crazy situation. All right. Another topic, man, we gonna get into. You gotta choose your friends wisely. I know Brian definitely brought this up, and I think we was all definitely agreeing on to this. Because there've been certain scenarios over the last, just over time, where it was, and I remember, I think it was in Mexico where the girls went on a trip and one of her friends turned on her or something like that, whatever the case was. But it was multiple scenarios where it's like these women go on this girl trip and realize like, oh shit, it didn't really go as planned though, because we think that these people are our friends and that we trust, and in actuality these motherfuckers be envying you and jealous of you, and it's like, hold up, wait a minute, like, and I saw something and I agree with it so much. It's like, yes, it happens with guys and it happens a lot with women though, but I feel like with guys it's like, hold up, wait a minute, we can know off the buck, and certain women do, but I feel like with guys it's like, hold up, wait a minute, I don't like him, I'm not hanging around him, I'm going the other way. Like, dudes are like, cut your ass off real fast, and some women will too, but you will get that fake friend, who's still hanging around you, leeching off of you, just see what she can get out of it or whatever like that. But in actuality, she really ain't your friend though. But yeah, we got to be careful who we call our friends though. And I know it kind of like it hit more when you're an adult and you're much grown, because my mom always be like, yeah, watch who you call your friend. And your grandmother would be like, watch who you call your friend. They ain't always your friend, So yeah, you gotta watch who you call your friends.
Yeah, no, as a woman, we are such emotionally charged beings. I've never seen the things that I've seen in female friendships in anything in life.
Yeah, I agree.
And as a woman who was like raised with love, because like I have a mom who like loves me. My sisters are who I go on vacations with. My blood sisters are who I go on vacation with. I had to learn the very hard way to stop trying to love women who didn't have love in their lives.
Boom. Check that.
Women who don't have good relationships with their mother and that have not been to therapy for it cannot be my friend. Women who do not have good relationships with themselves can no longer be my friend. Women who do not have the work ethic that I have can no longer be my friend, because what I come to find out is people who do not work as hard as you either looking at you for a come up, or they're in secret competition with you and they losing because you're not even competing with them.
Right.
Like I didn't even know in this. What's so crazy, y'all? It's like I am so detached. Because I think I don't know. I feel like I would never grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid, y'all. I just paying attention. It'd be really, and that's why I love my man, because he's such a realist. But I'd be like, what happened to so and so? And my man be like, babe, she stopped talking to you. She jealous of you. People are jealous of you. Don't you understand? And I was like, what? I just,
you don't want to believe that about them.
And I don't think, and don't get me wrong, I know that I work hard and I do that, but I don't think nothing special about what I do. If you wake up early in the morning and you're dedicated to what you do, and you do what you do all day, like I do what I do all day, then it doesn't feel special.
Yeah.
When people
just being you.
Exactly. Like even last week, and I love when people say it to me because I never think about it. Like last week when you said, Chanel, I see you posting every day. I don't even realize that that's something that somebody would envy.
Yeah.
I'm just waking up for myself. Like I'm happy to get on the camera and tell people my story. I'm happy that there are people in this world that connect with me. I just think I'm living life. Yeah. And this is literally an accomplishment that people are looking at me down their nose at.
Right.
It hurt my heart, y'all.
Yeah.
Most of my life have been in my life since I was a kid. And to wake up every day, and every day one of these women are just leaving. And I'm just like, And the people around me are like, no, but Harley, that's because they don't like what you're doing. And I'm like, but we all talked about this. Shouldn't they be doing
right? But people aren't honest. They're not honest with themselves. Like, like you said, if you got a broken little girl in you, then and don't get, and we start that as children, right? Like at 12, I played football with the fellas, right? And I did that because I wanted to hang out with the girls or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And the girl down the street, I went down there, I'm playing with her, and all that. And the vibe wasn't quite right, and all that. So hanging out with the boys and all that. That year I got into a fight with this little girl. And this girl was teasing me every day when I went to go pick my sister up from school. I was on my way to go back. I would get out of when in middle school, it was junior high school. And I would go walk to go get my sister from school and all that. Every day this girl was picking with me, right? And she picked with me until I got tired and I had to fight her, right? But the last day she was picking with me, my friend from down the street was with her, egging it on. Yeah, she called you a bitch. And when I tell you, from that moment, I was like, bitches ain't shit.
Maybe,
right?
Especially
and of course, it was jealousy. It was, of course, I was maintaining my self-control because I didn't even know this little girl, right? And all that. And I'm like, just stop messing with me. All I'm doing is going to get my sister. I gotta take care of my sister. My mom at work, and all that. But she picked with me and picked with me and picked with me, right? Until one day I just had to fight her, and that was her egging her on and all that. But I've also tried to because I was also a young lady who did not have a great relationship with my mom. It was off and on. It was always off and on, and all that. And so I did struggle to maintain female relationships and all that. But I also even as broken as I was, I'm a high achiever. Like I poured that trauma into something, right? And so I use that to catapult me, and everybody doesn't, right? And there's no judgment on anybody else, but I am one that uses that to catapult me forward and all that. But people was hating on that, right?
Yeah, because they feel like it's impossible. One thing that I didn't recognize that one my actual therapist had to tell me is you do things that people who settle have convinced themselves is impossible.
That couldn't be done.
Damn,
they say I can't get up and live a life where I have a family and I do my own thing and I do it my own way. I just can't do it. You got to do it that way. So that's why I'm not doing it. And then here you come.
Showing me
you a hot mom and you still live your life.
Yeah.
And you still separate yourself, the woman, from the role that you play. And you do a damn good job at playing a role in the lives of children you didn't create. They are envious, not of you specifically. They love you.
No.
That's why they coming and being your friend. That's why they want to be around you. They love you. They are hurt because they can't grasp whatever it is that wakes you up.
You got. Right. And that's a whole lot of it is usually that is, I want the thing you have on the inside of you that helps you to do the things that you do, right? And I don't know how to access that in myself. And I'm too embarrassed or unaware cognitively to even ask you, like,
what gets you
can glean from this? I tell my interns walking in the door, girl, if you want to start your own business when you finish with this, you just let me know.
Just ask me a question.
I ain't shame. I ain't work for me for as long as you want to. That's fine. I ain't trying to hold you back. Girl, let me teach you all this stuff because there's room here for everybody, right?
And that's people's problem is they don't think that you will show them, or they think that it's something natural. Like, baby, I'm not. And I always tell people, I love the life that I get. And I'm figuring this out. But I figured this shit out too. You crying on the floor? Look, before I answered the phone for you, I was on the floor. I had to time off the floor to answer the phone for you. Bitch, we're going through something together. It's
Thank you. Thank you.
People don't want to network. People want to be outraged. It goes back to the young lady that we started the show about. People don't want to be better. They want to be outraged.
Yeah, exactly.
We live in a day and age where everybody wants to be mad, everybody wants to be angry, everybody wants to feel something, and they want you to feel it too. And I feel like that comes with that envy too. It's like there were different types of friendships. Like I've watched my mother have really great friendships with women for 30, 40 years. And they were going through shit too. They had crazy moms as well. But it's a different day and age. Nowadays, it's easier for you to turn on the camera and talk shit about somebody. Every friend in these last 5 to 8 years that I've lost, I have not said a word publicly about no longer being their friend. These young girls, they be quick on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. They so quick to, like you just said, pull out a phone and say something about it though. But you guys just mentioned something I think it was really interesting though. Like when you guys said a lot of or some women, who don't have a relationship, with their mom, don't really tend to, be sort of good friends, or wind up having, friends or whatever. And I think that is true, because we all are somewhat, are broken, are all going through stuff though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all broken, all going through something, each and every one of us, whether openly or privately. But I feel like you need to work on yourself. I feel like you need to work on yourself, and you can't go out and expect you can't go out and expect everyone to be your friend and be jolly around you when you don't even really sort of not necessarily know who you are, but really just dealing with issues within yourself though. And a lot of us, I seen both of my sisters, they of course they had a bunch of friends, man, and it's only one friend, like, especially my oldest sister, and she got one friend that she still talk to this day, like junior high school, just like Harley said, like back in the days, it was different, and now it's a little weird, but she got this one friend she still talk to this day, and all the other friends, she had a fallout with, including like my other sister, of course, have friends, but a lot of people are just jealous and envious, and I don't understand it. Why is like that? And I feel like dudes could be that way also. But man, look at me. If I ain't rocking with you and I ain't fucking with you, I will remove myself real fast.
But everybody don't have that confidence though, because we're all like you say, when you don't have that, when you didn't get the nurturing relationship you needed early, you're always seeking to fill that hole with something or somebody, and so we attach ourselves to people. And become codependent because they make us feel this way, or so we think they make us feel this way. When in essence their energy is igniting what's already in us, right? But we don't realize that, right?
But I feel Dre, like I'm heavy. I feel Dre, I'm heavy on you. Could just leave me the fuck alone.
You can.
There are people who have literally. I had to pay attention to the fact that like there were people that were actively in my life every day, but didn't like me.
Right. That's craziness.
That's crazy. I used to post videos. Like I post videos, and one of my hashtags under my videos is unapologetic, because I'm not apologetic for anything in my life.
Right.
I had a friend, and one day I'm just scrolling, and she posts, I hate a hoe that say she unapologetic. Y'all hoes need to be apologizing for something. That was the first time, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not the only woman in the world that do that. So, okay, let me. I'm not gonna even address that. Then one day I'm scrolling. And I have never heard another woman besides myself use the phrase whole life or no life. One of my friends told me that I need to get it put on a shirt. I need to get a patent. Because anytime somebody say anything crazy about being a hoe, that's the first thing that come out of my mouth. When I saw her make a condescending status about the whole life or no life phrase, I was like, oh, so baby calls me every day, talks to me every day, but you
ain't that something?
You don't like me, and it's wild. I've been around people who I feel like you don't like who I am, but the warmth somehow of the character, and that was where me and my therapist had that conversation where he was like, "People like you, they don't like what feelings come behind them around being around you." Number one, a lot of women don't like me because a lot of women who, especially women who don't have good relationships with their mother, don't know how to give themselves grace.
Right.
I am very imperfect, but I am very publicly imperfect. I tell you, I tell how
Mm.
I'm fucked up, and I tell y'all what I've been on the show for 4 seasons. I said I'm a reformed liar. I said I used to be promiscuous. I used to be a stripper. Now I'm trying to be somebody's stepmama. I tell people who I am, and every day I tell people I don't judge myself. A lot of women
Yeah.
judge themselves.
A lot of them not comfortable of who they are, you know, and to be publicly saying, you know what, that's who I am, because it's always, you know, been sort of the norm. Is like, well, keep that to yourself, or basically like that. Like basically, don't be confident, don't be overconfident, and just because you're not confident, everybody else got to be the same. Everybody else got to fall in line with that. No, hell no. Look at, you know, like, love yourself. I mean, that's the most I can really say, you know, with that though.
Right. But you know, if you look at it also, you have to also look at it systemically, of course, right?
Yeah.
Because again, we're conditioned in such a way that, like, again, we live in a patriarchal system, right? And if a man don't find you attractive, you ain't attractive. If a man don't say this, then it's that, right? And we've been taught and raised to hang our hats on that, like, you know, what's traditionally attractive or whatever the case may be. It took a long time for me to love my entire body the way it is, and that came from my mama, because my mom was calling me fat because of her issues, right? And stuff. So I had to break that cycle and not do that to my children. Big, small, tall, fat, it don't matter. You are great, you are beautiful, you are all that, right? But there are conditions, you know.
We're conditioned to hate women. Think about how women, have y'all seen them videos where the women are doing the gender reveal, and it's a girl and the mothers cry and are hurt? You are a woman and you are devastated that you are having another woman.
Yeah.
We are conditioned.
That's how much we don't value ourselves.
We are conditioned to hate women.
Yeah.
Women can't do anything. Women can't be sexually explorative.
Nope.
Women can't be aggressive. Women can't be
creative. You can't talk too much.
You can't talk too little, because then you a pushover and you ask for everything that somebody did. If you talk too much, you're a bitch and you're too assertive.
That's
you
right.
need to watch your mouth. You need to calm down. That's why you ain't got no man. You're too masculine. You can't ever be anything, especially when
you close your prude. You do less close your hoe. Like, there's always some sort of judgment, and then they pit us against each other, right? Because again, and systemically, that's part of that divide. Is a part of divide and conquer. Because if y'all seen Black Girl Magic before, when two women get in a room together and they vibe in and everything is everything, you can't stop that energy. You cannot stop that energy, right? It's a magical fucking energy, right? And when I started doing my own deep dive about us as Black women and who we are and where we come from, and you know, just the strength and the, like, I was pissed on one end because of how they've diminished all that, but I was proud on the other end. And I got off the internet that night empowered, but all of a sudden I said, that's why she couldn't be president, though.
Oh yeah, because still I
She
rise.
would have got to be president. Just the vision of that. She didn't have to do a damn thing. Just the presence of that representation in that office of leadership would have galvanized all of our spirits together, and nothing could have stopped us.
Yeah.
But they don't want
that.
They don't want that.
They don't want that. Just like they don't want our men to know their worth.
Exactly.
That's why they put us in these emotionally charged situations. So we can always be against each other.
Exactly.
That's my biggest thing. Is in my household, if there is an issue going on, it is always me and my family against the issue. It is never me against you.
Come on.
And that's why I have to stop being friends with people who I have to defend myself to, because we already got to fight a world that does not fuck with us. If you're gonna be my friend, if you're gonna be on my network, if you're gonna be my family, if you're gonna be whatever, you gotta believe in me, and I gotta believe in you. And if we don't believe in each other, then why are we around each other?
Yeah, it's a real crazy world, man. To even fathom, you know, to you know, I'm doing my thing, and to look up and seeing someone, you know, could be envious or jealous of, you know, what I'm doing. I'm like, look here,
Yeah.
Like you walking, you on both 2 feet. Like you already step up. Like you for real, you really hating on me though. Like I gotta charge my chair and maybe forget to charge my chair up at night. You feel me? Like come on, like it's certain things that I laugh and just struggle, just turn the other side with, because it's like once you realize once you realize your worth and realize how precious life is, man, you just go about it a certain way. Like fuck the bullshit, fuck friends. Hey, look here, if you ain't along with the ride, and not just hopping on to be like, hey, like I see what you're doing, like can I get like, no, I can teach you and I can show you or whatever like that. And it's not just be
like
yeah,
I
and
know how to do your own thing.
exactly, yeah, exactly. And certain people don't want to feel like don't want to take the time to sit down and just be like, yo, look at, I show you. Okay, you gotta have some, you gotta have some patience, you gotta have some understanding. Like if we gonna do something, let's do it. Don't be like, oh man, what, I want you to do all the work, and like fuck no, like no, hell no. Look at, I don't mind showing you. I don't mind showing you, and I think that's one thing. Wolf, at times though, you get a little bit of knowledge though. You feel like you just supposed to just keep it to yourself. Like no, like look at it. This is what it is though. But not everybody got the ambition or drive or patience or some shit like that just to do whatever it is, man. Like life is difficult, and if you really want something, it ain't gonna come easy though. You're gonna have to go out there and bust your ass though. And like how you guys said, the war with, I don't even really want to call it a war, but the situation with women going up against other women or being jealous, and men, how Harley just said, men not knowing they worth, and especially where we live in this country where it just beat down the black man so much, and now it's like, well, you ain't worth nothing because you got a felony, or you ain't worth nothing because hey, shit just happened and she didn't tell you about the kids, so now you just ain't worth nothing because now you don't take care of them, like certain shit like that. Like, and I feel like it's a lot of stuff is just ass backwards though. But I think once you are aware, and you what's the word I'm looking for? Once you're aware and just have that knowledge of sort of you and what you're capable, self, and I think that's the best though. But yeah, like, gotta watch who your friends is, and definitely gotta tighten up in a way.
And even though I'm non-violent, I think women we need to box more, because men,
absolutely,
men, y'all have a quick boo 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 boo,
and that cool. They let that shit go.
Cool. I just feel like we just need to just put our hands on each other a little bit more.
Let's fight it out right quick, and then we're gonna stand together, and we're gonna get each other together, and we be fine.
Yeah, it's like it's not even like not out of sadness. It's really like, bitch, I love you. Come here.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. I don't think I ever seen something like that where it's like two women, they real cool and they hash it out, they go fight, and everything's still cool without it. Nah, because in a fight with two women, somebody head getting pulled out, somebody getting scratches, all that. Ain't no.
I'm so angry and I'm so hurt. I need to damage her, right? I need to, I need to bring her crashing down, because that will make me feel better and all that. But in essence, it really won't make you feel better. It won't, right? Because it's not going to get rid of the pain that you got.
We hold so much in and we internalize. Like, I have never seen somebody act the way women act if you miss their birthday. I had a girl miss my birthday and then tell me 2 months later, don't come to my party because I didn't come to your party. Girl, I'm grown as fuck. You was not available on my birthday party. I love the fuck out of Rita, okay?
Right.
Ain't nobody else got to show up for my birthday. I'll be there with two balloons, but everybody always
no bullshit.
Like July 28th, baby, ain't nobody got to show up. I turn up. but women will stop talking to you over their birthday.
Over their birthday,
women have tried to get me to judge them. That was when I realized there are people in this world who don't give themselves grace, and I just can't be around them because then they try to change my ways. Like I don't have no judgment for you because you missed my birthday because I don't care.
I don't care.
I think it's
my party. I was like, why?
Yeah. I think it's also, women like that be more so seeking validation from others, because it's more so like, look at if you knew who you are and you knew what you like and you knew what was up, fucking 25, 50 people show up. Look at, as long as I showed up, the people that I know gonna show up.
This past year,
this the best birthday party I ever had.
This past year, I had a moment like that because I'm a leap year baby, so I only get one every 4 years, and so my intention every leap year is I'm having me a party, right? And it works out, and it don't work out, and all that. So last leap year, I'm just like, nigga, I'm having me a party, and I'm having me a 70s style party, and I'm gonna do the thing. So I told everybody, and I had this moment in the midst of that I was like, what if nobody shows up? I paused on it, and then I said, we still gonna party hard, right? Okay, if it's just the few people that's in my house. Who comes, who doesn't come. My boo couldn't make it. I was mad with him for a minute, but I got over that too, but I had a good time, and I decided that I was going to have a good time, even if it was just me.
Yeah.
Because the party was for me, by me. You know what I'm saying?
My birthday non-negotiable. I don't play no games with nobody with my birthday. One year, my whole beauty team flicked on me for my birthday. The girl who was doing my hair got arrested, y'all. The girl who was doing my nails was not to be found. And when I did hear from her, she was asking me for my concealed weapon to chase after her baby daddy. The girl that was supposed to do my lashes was nowhere to be found. Baby, when I tell y'all, I was one woman glam squad that year, and that year taught me that all of y'all heifers fired, because now I have to say I
do it myself.
I sat down and I did it myself and realized I like it, because if I want to make a little change, I'm not worried about offending you. And that's another thing with women. We have to stop being so offended so we can stop pausing and think that another woman gonna be so offended. If you stop being so sensitive to everything that you hear being an attack, then you will start to tell a woman, hey, can you make my part a little bit to the side? You feel that in your head as a woman, you will not say something because you think to yourself, if I say that to her, she gonna think I'm shitting on her work. No, you are paying.
How you feel about you.
Exactly how you feel about you. You feel like if anybody gives you any type of critique, that it's a problem. If you stop feeling like critiques are a attack, you can start critiquing other women from a safe space, and they can feel safe.
And we can all grow.
Then
we can all grow.
Right about that. So right about that. Shauna, you said your birthday is the 28th, right? February?
It's actually the 29th.
Oh, yeah, 29th. Okay, yes. Okay. So you celebrate every 4 years, or how do you
celebrate every year? Don't get
every
wrong,
year?
But it's official on the 29th. I make a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and I will walk up people like it's my birthday. It only come every 4 years. What's the problem? Tell me happy birthday. You can't do it next year. And of course my relatives, my brothers and all that, like, and my boyfriend will they'll call right at midnight. Damn, I missed it. Like it was somewhere in between now.
Do you feel
the 28th and the 1st? And then I spread it out throughout all the months, but I can't take up February because I got too many people in my family. My daughter, February, my son-in-law, so I can't take up all of February because they're in there. But
okay, do you feel younger than you actually feel?
I feel so. I was just talking to somebody about this earlier, like the day that y'all found out how old I was, and everybody was like, "Pause, don't keep talking." Right. Right. And it happens every time I mention it. And me and my daughter talk about it a lot. And she even mentioned, like, Mom, it's not just that the black don't crack. That's not the entire stuff. You have a young spirit and you open to learn, and you speak young. You don't speak like an old lady, right? Yeah. Every now and then I hit them with a back in my day. And sometimes outside of my physical body acting up and all that, my knees creaking, I do not feel, I have to remind myself that I'm about to be 53, right? And all that. And it's because of like I carry a young person's vibe and all that stuff. So that I do feel young. I don't feel like I've been here half a century, right? And all that. But I know because of what I've learned, I've been here for half a century.
Come on.
And all that. So if I could get my body straight, which I'm working on, and these knees don't creak like they used to because I've been taking care of myself. I'm learning those things and all that. That makes it even better because then my body will participate when my mind is like boom, bam, 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 and all that. But I also recognize even in that, and along with the woman conversation, I realize I tend to hang around folks that's roughly 35, 40 or so, and all that. And sometimes I have to meter what I say, or even on here, I gauge what y'all say first, and then I was like, okay, how much should I throw in there, right?
Give me the whole thing.
And there's no shade on anybody, but living longer just give you more wisdom if you use it, right?
Well,
and all
when you around me, Chanel, the whole thing, okay?
I know you do. I love that so much.
I'm like, I need the whole half a century because most of the people that I put myself around are actually older. And it's so funny because even though I have such a clearly youthful spirit,
right?
I am an old lady.
But you're an old lady.
I am.
I think that's also right.
I am an old, and it's so funny because my body is young and popping because clearly I dance and all of that. But my spirit is so old, and my spirit has been old since I was a little girl. I was 9 years old.
I was about to ask you that.
I was 9 years old in my mama's house. I used to turn off the lights. Y'all gonna make my light bill high, and I wasn't paying the light bill.
You know, and I recognize when and as I'm, because I also like fall in line with the women thing, right? Like throughout my lifespan, you know, and my boyfriend teased me, like he's like, you'd have had 1,000 best friends, because once you're close to me, you my best friend, right? And all that. And then I lose best friends, right? And then at first I was sad about it, and over recently, especially with the last best friend loss, you know, that I didn't recognize in that time, like old people say, some people there for a season, right? And all that. And these relationships were seasonal. I needed to get something, they needed to get something, and when it was time, the separation needed to happen. But it made me look, you know, when I was talking to my therapist about it, I was like, I need to hang around more old people, bro. You know, and stuff. And like one of my clinicians, Nancy, she's close to my age, so we started talking a lot more. And then it dawned on me, I have a best friend in New Orleans. Hey, bestie, Leslie.
Hey.
Who I had to call her and be like, I know I don't need to, you don't know this is happening, so I don't necessarily need to apologize, but I'm apologizing to you because I think I took you for granted. I think I didn't realize, like, you've been there day one, like, you know, not since childhood or nothing like that, you know, but since my daughter's been here, she's about to be 25 this year. And so I had to give her props. I had to be like, thanks for being there. And when I did have an issue with you, I was able to say it and you corrected. And, you know, like, and so there was all this love that I was pouring into other people. And I felt like I was cheating her because these people came and left and fucked over me or whatever the case may be. But she never did. So I took that time to give her flowers. And I was like, are we going to be intentional? But I also recognize she's 15 years older than me. And that's why it works.
Yeah. I still tend to connect with people who are much older. Before I say that, Vitel Webb, appreciate you, actor, entrepreneur who I had on the 11:30 podcast. So, appreciate you. But I tend to, you know, it's like all the people that I was connecting with, or, you know, especially like when I was working at the movie theater or just, you know, interact with a lot of folks, they always tend to be much older, you know, than I am. And I know Vitel, she said, I'm an old woman, for real, and how you guys, and I asked that question, Chanel, because it's like, I don't know, maybe once I got older, I don't know, I probably would be like, am I the age I'm really in? Like, do I turn, you know, a new age every 4 years? Like, because, you know, like black, what they say, black don't crack. That's actually a thing. So, like, so that's why I asked.
Black don't crack unless you do
it. Exactly. You're right about that. Unless you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys, man. Before we get to our next topic, though, what are you guys' thoughts on Kendrick Lamar halftime show at the Super Bowl, man, and
I
all
saw it.
the
I'm trying not to
symbolism
talk
that
too
was
much
going on.
because, oh my God, like I couldn't wait to talk about this. Like when people were like, it wasn't entertaining. It just depends on where your mind was, because I was thoroughly entertained. And it wasn't stuff that I didn't know already, but it was beautiful to see it unfold into art and so many levels. Like there was level on top of level and double and triple and quadruple entendres. Like every part of it had a message.
He's a genius. Kendrick Lamar is a genius, and I love his music. But I tell people all the time, even if you were not entertained, because if you are not a fan of Kendrick Lamar's music, you probably were not entertained.
Right.
Even if you were not entertained, that's okay, because honestly, I've never been about to party and turned on Kendrick Lamar. But when I wake up in the morning and I run my 6 miles a day, conditioning my wind, that's why I deserve it all. I listen to Man at the Garden because Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, they make music for when you need to lock in.
That's
when
right.
You need to edit 12 videos.
That's right.
You're gonna listen to it, and it's okay to like different things.
It is.
It's okay. Like I tell people all the time, I am a diehard Future fan, to the effect that my last name is Hendrix because of Future, the rapper.
Get the hell out of here.
That when people ask me where do I get my name, Harley like Hendrix like Future. That is where my name comes from.
Okay, bad.
I love Future. And so when people go, you listen to Kendrick Lamar, you're not a Future fan. Actually, quite the opposite. Because I can rap you every Future mixtape song, and I understand the symbolism in that halftime show. You don't have to be one thing to be here, but that show was amazing. But it was a reminder that it's only good if you are a fan of somebody.
Right.
And that's the halftime show, period.
Yeah.
If you not like, if we wasn't a fan of whoever, I think it was Rihanna.
And I thought about that too. When people were like, I didn't get, if you're not, because there's been 10,000 shows, halftime shows that I've been like, you know, and all that. But the thing, like the people that you're interested in is going to be entertaining to you. But if I go there and somebody's playing that I ain't particular about, no, I'm not going to be entertained, right? So and no one artist is going to be able to please the masses except maybe a Michael Jackson or a Prince or a Beyonce, right? And stuff like that. Like those are exceptions to the rule, though, right? And all that. As you know,
because think about how many Beyonce haters there are in this world.
Absolutely, you know,
that one hit,
right?
So it's, we none of us will please everybody. There are 8 billion people in this world. None of us will please everybody. But I love how that black man shows up into this world.
Showed up and showed out, though.
The message was beautiful, right?
I think that's why a lot of people not really understanding the show, you know, like. And I was hearing something like if you gotta watch it back a couple of times, maybe so, or if you gotta like ask what was that, then you just didn't get the message, though,
right?
You know, a lot of us,
and it's okay for you to ask.
You're right.
This week about people with willful ignorance.
Yes, it is.
It's one thing not to know. It's one thing not to understand. But if you're gonna diss it because you don't understand it, rather than saying what the heck? Yes. Because I saw some people in chats also was like, "Ooh, I ain't get that part. Can somebody break it down for me?" And they break it down like, "Oh, that makes sense, right?" And all that. But to criticize it because again, that's another thing we do. We criticize and we're afraid of what we don't understand. And rather than gaining the understanding, and you making the willful choice not to know, right? Because it's okay to be entertained. I like being entertained. We all like being entertained, right?
Exactly.
But if you were not entertained, that is okay, right?
Yeah.
If you got the message, that's okay. And if you didn't get the message, that's okay. No criticism on nobody's behalf.
Yeah.
But when you make the choice not to learn, when you make the choice, because when people say they weren't entertained, I was still, I enjoyed it, but I still was listening. Like, tell me what your thoughts are. Why do you think that way?
You know? From the moment, you know, it started, I think now I always like break down certain stuff that I'll be watching. I'll be like, I think that's a little bit more meaning than what it actually is, though. And, you know, when I saw, you know, you had the triangle, you had the square, you had the X, the circle. First thing came to my mind, I'm like, well, that's a PlayStation controller. Okay. You know, game over. You know, the revolution will be televised. Wrong guy, wrong time. You know, like I'm like certain things like that. I'm like, okay, man, Kendrick, like it got deep, and then I was like, hold on, wait a minute, are they supposed to be, you know, they were dressed in blue, dressed in red, and of course
Red, white,
white,
blue, right?
making up, the American flag, and all the symbolism that went on with it, from man like Samuel L.
So
Jackson, playing Uncle Sam, like, come on.
bruh.
Come on, like just everything he was saying, I felt it was just so, everything was really well done, and just, like, hey, look here, I'm trying to inform you now, and if you ain't, and I think a lot of people were more focused on the part there where Kendrick Lamar looked in the camera and said, "Say Drake," like, which was awesome too.
But again,
But
that's the smoke screen.
yes,
And I love what he did also, because if whatever he's accusing this man is true, then there's symbolism even in this beef, because the beef is, I'm gonna call you out.
I'm gonna call you out on your stuff.
How many of us have
you accountable?
How many of us have family members that we say, watch your daughters around, instead of calling out that person? Because that uncle shouldn't be allowed to come to a family event if I can't wear shorts around him.
Thank you.
So to say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. Yeah, that is entertainment, and that is a part of the circus. But for me, as a person,
I think,
hey, I understand that is also a man telling another man, I'm not gonna let you,
not gonna allow you to treat my women like this
and play around with minors, and I'm not gonna say that that's wrong,
right?
Because it's wrong, and
that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, and we all have a family member that we are still accepting, and it's wrong.
That is so true.
And Drake is somebody that people love. I'm a fan. I'll be honest. I am a fan of Drake.
I am too.
If somebody is calling him out on something that is wrong, then I stand behind a person that is calling him out for being wrong.
Thank you.
There are so many victims that are scared, that don't want to stand up, and a man just stood up and said, this is wrong, and we got to call out people who are wrong.
Thank you. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Man, plain and simple, though.
And I think when they talked a lot about the symbolism, even of SZA and Serena being there too, like the honoring of the Black woman, right? Because we get dishonored at every turn, even by our own, right? And so again, calling them out, like, no, this is a beautiful woman, like, and all that. So like, there was so many things. There was just so many, but it was Black Power.
I didn't even recognize that was Serena, Williams at the when I initially saw it though. Yeah. And I just, just how everything came together, and the message behind it, I think, was more powerful than just, because then another thing, like I think it was last year that he did some type of concert, and I think it was streaming on YouTube. I'm not too sure, but he did it one, and I like how he was like, because most Super Bowl halftime shows is kind of like a mini concert. Yeah, and it was like, okay, like, all right, I'm gonna give him a concert, but then I'm gonna give him something that they weren't expecting. So I definitely think.
And Kendrick, this is his second Super Bowl appearance. The first one was the one that he did with Beyonce, and he had those men on the football field in shackles. So we got to understand that this is not new. Yeah, this is not new for Kendrick. They jumped out of black boxes, did the little bounce. They did it to the one of the other songs from the Man Down, his Mad City song. Okay.
Yeah.
Boxes dropped, and those men were walking the football field in shackles. Wow. And so that was the year that Beyonce did the Black Panther salute for homecoming. I mean, not for homecoming, for Super Bowl. And so this is not new for Kendrick, and that's my thing. Like,
that's my thing too.
Kendrick is.
Yeah, y'all put him up there. Like, if you listen to any of his stuff, right? And like, you know the type of artist that you're working with. Like, there's going to be a message, and this is the biggest audience.
Oh yeah.
All eyes on me. Oh no, I'm gonna make a statement. I'm gonna make a statement. And I even mentioned yesterday, on speaking on it with D Black, and I mentioned to him, like, everybody has their soul's purpose. SOUL, right? Your soul purpose, right? And all that. And no matter who liked it, didn't like it, got it, didn't got it, or whatever the case may be, whatever his purpose is, right? And obviously he's a messenger, right? And all that. And so he did what he was supposed to do. It don't matter who like it, who don't like it, and of course we were like, he ain't gonna be able to get no gigs after. No, his fan base is gonna be his fan base regardless, right? Spirit gonna take care of him because he did what he was supposed to do, right? And that's what the point is. And this is not, again, it's not new. It's not new for him. It's not new for Black people. Stevie Wonder been singing about the issues forever.
Yep.
And talking real talk. What that like reminded me of, I told you yesterday, that was old school hip hop.
Yeah.
That was old school because we had messages, right? We had like
Simone didn't sing Mississippi Goddamn for entertainment. And that's why I tell people there are certain genres of music that you don't expect to be entertained by.
Exactly.
Like you don't listen to Strange Fruit to be entertained.
Thank you.
You listen to that song to understand what happened in Mississippi.
Yeah. That's an invoke your ancestors song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It hurts. Like when you listen to that woman belt out
the
sadness of seeing bodies swinging.
Come on, man.
That's not entertainment.
It's not entertainment, but it's meant to bring something up in you, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, that's an ancestral invoking song. So I'm gonna feel all of the pain that comes with that, right? And that's gonna help me run my business better. That's going to help me help my disenfranchised better because I'm going to remember what was sacrificed in order for me to be and do and get and fight for continuously what we have now and what we deserve and what we're worthy of. Right. So, and like me and Dee was talking about last night, like every bit of music has its place, right? You got love making music. You got fucking music. You know what I'm saying? You got shake that ass music. You got slow dance music, right? And so, but each part of it has its place. All of it has its place, right? And all that. And so respecting each of those spaces and whatever the artist chooses to do with their platform. And we fuss at stars all the time. You got all this popularity and you got all eyes on you. Why you not standing up for this? Why you not standing up for that? And he's standing up and then he get criticized, right?
Yeah.
And all that. We still got to stand up nonetheless.
Yeah, we never have. That's why I say let people like Sexy Red keep shaking ass and let people like Kendrick keep having deep messages because people as a whole are never satisfied. If you too deep, then nobody want to hear all that shit. And then if you're not deep enough, then you make a mockery of your people.
No bullshit. That's so true.
And ironically, that's exactly what that whole thing was about. That's exactly what Uncle Sam said. You're too loud. You're too ghetto, and all that. Like you're proving a point.
Yeah, definitely proving a point. Yeah, I definitely like it. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar is an artist and it's a storyteller. That's one thing about hip hop back in the days. It was more of a story than really saying, hey, yo, you feel me? Like back in the days, you could really tell a story, regardless of whatever it was, whether you've been through a long day. Shit, what I'm trying to think of that. Today was what was the name of that song?
Ice Cube.
Today was a good day. Yeah. Just like today was a fucking good day. Let me tell you about this day. You feel me? Like nowadays, songs is real wild though, but like that's a part of being a really good artist though. And yeah, I agree. The Super Bowl halftime show was definitely dope. Definitely dope. Okay, last thing we gonna chat on real fast though. I gotta ask you guys though. Real fast before I play the video. Petty or not petty?
Of calls after her ex-partner allegedly took her phone number and plastered on poles here around the CBD, telling people to call up and impersonate Chewbacca for a chance to win $100.
This would be the most childish breakup I've ever had. Like, all you had to do was be mature and go, I don't love you anymore, I want to move on.
The calls have been waking her and her 3 young children up at odd hours in the evening, and they're yet to stop.
I won $500.
Well, I'm getting phone calls at really strange hours of the night, about 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
Forced to call back the wannabe rookies and tear down the posters.
It just seems to have gotten out of hand. Big joke now.
The 29-year-old is determined to have the last laugh.
If there's anyone out there that can do let you back down, I'll marry you.
Okay, yeah.
Been through some shit.
Yeah, petty or not petty, man. Like you're in a relationship and man, you put your woman information or your ex basically information on a poster, a flyer, and says call this number right here and sound like Chewbacca and you could possibly win $500 or whatever like that. I think this is petty, man. I tell you, boy, like instead of doing something
super petty. It's so
she said no, it's not. It's simple.
No, it's super petty. Not just petty. It's out of control petty. Because like for real.
I am so grateful that everybody that has ever left me alone just left me alone.
Just left you alone.
I am so grateful that everybody who have ever left me alone just left me alone because this is ridiculous.
Bro.
This is ridiculous. To have people calling your phone in the middle of the night sounding like Chewbacca.
It's crazy. That is so crazy.
That's petty. Yeah, petty. Yeah, definitely
I'm
petty.
Is also to change her number. So
sad note.
Yeah,
damn, baby been through some shit. I'm gonna pray for her. 20.
Oh yeah, I can feel it. I can see it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she definitely been through something though. I get
petty list.
Yeah, the guy was like, man, on some shit, you really gonna say Chewbacca and you gonna win a $500? Like, yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, at least he ain't go, bust out of windows or some shit like that, or do some crazy shit. Even though that was some childish shit though. I agree.
Just steal all her earring backs or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh man. Okay. All right. Yo, man. I appreciate everyone definitely rocking with us, man. Here, episode 2 of Beyond 11:30, man. Before we go, we're gonna go around, man, and you guys wanna let the people know, man, where they can catch you at, what you got, and whatever. Final words.
I am Harley Hendricks 6 on all social media platforms. Along with Beyond 11:30, I do the Love Journal After Dark with Mr. Troy Dixon. Other than that, y'all, I just be hanging out and enjoying a good time and telling people how amazing they are. So don't come over here if you don't want to hear how great you are.
Okay. Dope, Chanel.
I concur. Don't go over there if you don't want to know how great you are. Absolutely. Because even on my rough days, she gonna say something great, and I'm gonna be like, "That's right. You're right." So, Chanel, no bullshit, Batiste, your favorite no bullshit therapist. Choosing Empowerment is accepting new clients. So if you are looking for therapy, we're about to start a resilience group. And we doing lots of things for the community and all that. If you're a master level counseling student, because Harley said she was gonna get her license. She don't need to do all that. She just need to be her. That's all. Like, you don't need all of that paperwork. You do it.
Well, then put me in the game, coach, because I'm ready.
But most excited about my podcast going live on Saturday at 7 Central Time. It's gonna stream on Facebook, and if I get Dre to teach me how to do the other streaming before then, it'll be other places. But in the meantime, we starting there. So so learning things. My 2 brothers gonna be with me, as my co-host, and we fucking that oppression bullshit. And we're gonna talk about Black Power, y'all. So show up, share it, spread the word. We're trying to bring the people up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what's up. I like it. I like it. Fuck the bullshit podcast. You guys, man. Saturday, this Saturday, at 7 p.m. Central. I believe that is 8 p.m. Eastern time. You guys, man, definitely make sure you go support Chanel, man. For real. Been a dope episode, man. For real. Shout out to Brian B. He wasn't able to make this episode. But you guys, man, of course, episode 3. We be back at it. Back at it next Thursday, man. For real. A new episode of the podcast show is out this week with awesome artist, awesome artist, a painter and drawer, this coming Friday. Other than that, man, we'll be back at it with episode 3 once again next Thursday, man. But for myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, Harley, Chanel, stay blessed, stay safe, give all the glory to God. Yo, won't he do it? Tell a friend, tell a friend. Until next time, we out, man. Peace.